Good evening, everybody. What a great pleasure it is to step up and in for my dear friend Wendy, who sends her profuse apology. She wishes she could be here tonight, but she isn't, and I am going to say her words. These are her words and her speech. On behalf of the Kirsh family, I'm honored to present the Kirsh Family Lifetime Achievement Award, given in tribute to one of South Africa's most courageous and visionary leaders, Helen Suzman. Before we turn to our honorees, I want to take a moment to reflect on Helen Suzman's remarkable life and the leadership she brought to our country and the world. And there are many people in this audience who remember her and remember those days very fondly. Helen was a singular voice of conscience, a fearless opponent of apartheid, when speaking out carried immense risk. A champion for the poor, the persecuted, and the powerless, when such advocacy often invited both derision and sometimes danger. As a woman and a Jew, she stood unbowed in Parliament, demanding justice and equality for all South Africans. She used her position to visit political prisoners on Robben Island, offering compassion and courage to those who had none. To many, she became not only a defender of freedom, but a mother figure to a nation that was in turmoil. Even as she endured anti-Semitic attacks, Helen never ever wavered in her convictions, her pride in her heritage, or her faith in the moral duty of leadership. Her example reminds us that even amid a resurgence of anti-Semitism and hatred, unlike anything seen in generations, we have to hold fast to the values that define us. Our commitment to tycoon olam, to repairing the world with compassion, with courage, and of course with hope. One reminder of Helen's enduring legacy is her daughter and Wendy's great friend, Frances Joel, who is brilliant in her own right. In fact, Frances has lectured several times on Wendy's Lockdown University, and many of you know it's the education online platform that she founded in 2020. This connection that extends through her generation and beyond is truly the spirit of the Jewish Achiever Awards. Each generation laying a stronger foundation for the next generation to build upon. This is true in my own family, the Kirsh family, for whom this award is personally meaningful. Both my father, Nati, and my uncle Izzy are past recipients, and our family has proudly sponsored the award for many years. But the connection is much deeper than that. The type of leadership and values that this award recognizes are core values that of our philosophical genetic code, linking our South African roots and our Jewish heritage, as well as the belief that we are collectively responsible for creating opportunity that enables others to thrive. At a time when South Africa is once again in need of principled and visionary leadership, particularly from women, it's a privilege to honor Helen's legacy with this award. The Kirsh Family Lifetime Achievement Award celebrates individuals whose extraordinary work and character have transcended success to significance. People who embody excellence, integrity, and purpose, and who have made an enduring mark on our community and on our country. In doing so, we honor role models whose journeys inspire others to dream bigger, act bolder, and help build a more inclusive and compassionate South Africa. This year, our panel of judges reviewed hundreds of exceptional nominations before reaching their decisions. And our first winner of the Kirsh Family Lifetime Achievement Award is Rodney Sacks, co-founder, former CEO and chairman of Monster Energy. And would you believe, another boykie from Benoni. There must be something in the water there. Rodney built a global brand from the ground up, creating a product now stocked on shelves in more than 150 countries. This is a true testament to South African drive, innovation, and determination.
My grandparents emigrated to South Africa from Lithuania. They eventually settled in Johannesburg. My father grew up in Mayfair. I was at Greenside High. I went to King David for a couple of years. And then I was a little naughty, so I ended up deciding to go back to Greenside where my buddies were. I then went to Wits, did my high diploma in law at Wits, and then ended up doing articles at Worksmans. Stayed there, became a partner.
Izzy Maisels, QC, Sir Sidney Kentridge, Rex Welsh, Michael Cooper, Wim Trengrove often said that Rodney Sacks was the best litigation lawyer that they had ever worked with.
I looked at my own position as a lawyer and said, if I really wanted to do something for the family that would endure for generations, I thought that I had a better shot of that in another country.
The journey begins in a misty spring sky above the fertile Yakima valleys. Have an all-natural Hanson's.
We were presented with the opportunity to acquire the Hanson Beverage Company.
Hanson's was a good-for-you brand of products that really were focused on being good for kids. We were able to negotiate the purchase of Hanson for about $14.5 million.
Some things in life are inspirational, like the flavors of Hanson soda.
I saw energy drinks emerging in the UK, and so we decided to launch an energy smoothie in '96. From there, we decided to launch a fully fledged energy drink, but under the Hanson's brand. Didn't have enough money to market two separate brands.
There was a disconnect in that the energy consumer was not the consumer of the Hanson soda line.
We soon realized that we really had to have a separate brand if we were going to really succeed and appeal to the younger male consumers and not in any way alienate the moms and kids who we were trying to market the Hanson's brand to. We came out with a product that was twice the size of Red Bull. It gave twice the buzz for the same price. Most of the beverage fundies were telling me that you couldn't have a product in a black can because it was negative for consumers. And I said, it's going to stand out on the shelf. I don't have enough money for marketing. The product's got to sell itself, and it's got to appeal to that blue-collar consumer. At the same time, we started to sponsor truck racing, motorcycle racing, off-road. Those were the sports that appealed to the blue-collar worker in the United States. By the end of the year, we were at about $7.5 million in sales. The second year, we managed to achieve $28 million in sales. And third year, our sales jumped to $100 million. We knew we had something there.
Wow, what a race. Incredible. He's gone down. Oh, have you ever seen anything like that?
The blue-collar consumer around the world was far more involved in MotoGP, motorcycle racing, than Formula One. We looked at Rossi, who was the absolute icon of the MotoGP world.
Valentino Rossi leads the way. Rossi cuts it back. Rossi again at the inside. Brave move. Rossi brilliant through turn 2 and holds the advantage.
When he is wearing your claw on his helmet, he has his cap, and he's drinking your product, that's what communicates the credibility and authenticity of your brand to consumers.
If you have to tell people how cool you are, you're not. If the other person says you're cool, especially someone who is, then you are.
Lewis Hamilton, champion, 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 champion of the world.
Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton, they said to us, do you want to put your name and your claw on the car? I said, no, I don't want the car. I want the claw on Lewis's helmet. I want him to be drinking from a bottle that's black, that's got a claw on it. And I want him on his collar to have a claw so that if he's on the podium, that's what you see. I want it to be personalized to him I didn't take any exposure on the car, never did. The same thing now with McLaren. I'm on Lando's helmet, Piastri's helmet, I have their water bottles, I'm on their collars, but I'm not on the car.
Police say golfer Tiger Woods was found asleep at the wheel before his DUI arrest yesterday.
We get to know the athletes, they get to know us, and then things go wrong in their lives.
I said, getting a lot of calls on Tiger Woods. Need to decide what we're going to do, Rodney. And before I could say anything else, he looks at me and goes, "Are you smoking something? There's no way we're getting rid of Tiger Woods. What are you thinking?"
You don't desert your friends when times are tough. You stick with them.
Rodney stuck behind our athletes in hard times.
I've done that with many athletes throughout our career.
Dana White started his career as a bouncer and climbed the ladder to become one of the most successful sports businessmen in the world.
Dana White's really interesting, unbelievably good person, good friend. Our relationship with Dana has flourished to the extent that when we had to renew now, there was a spate of everybody offering tens of millions to be the main sponsor in the center of the mat. Dana called us and said, "We've had all these deals, but he wants to continue to do a deal with us." I said, "That's fine." So I got on a plane with Mitch, our sports marketing director, went to Vegas, sat down across a table with Dana, and in 15 minutes we had a deal and shook hands. We've remained the sponsor of UFC, which is probably our biggest sponsorship today. Sales grown to over 8 billion at the Monster level, which means at retail it's about 20 billion in sales annually. Our market cap is now over $65 billion.
Market appreciation of 200,000% on their stock. They did pretty good.
We have over 6,500 employees around the world. Monster is sold in over 140 countries. You take all of our brands, one or more of them is sold in 159 countries and territories around the world. I just felt it was time to step down. I've stayed on as chairman. I've also stayed on with responsibility for marketing and innovation. The innovation and developing new products and packages is probably the fun part of the business I've really enjoyed. I've been very involved in that throughout. You don't have to be the smartest guy. You don't have to be the most highly qualified. You've got to have determination and focus and perseverance.
He was a tough lawyer. He's a tough businessman, but a very fair-minded person at the same time.
I still, to this day, can't draft a sentence, a paragraph, anything without Rodney completely rewriting it.
He's not good at delegating, and that's because he probably knows that nobody can quite do it like he can.
He really cares about his employees.
He's a very good person as well. He does a lot of charity work.
Everything that he and Hilton have done for the employees is pretty much immeasurable.
It's been a fun ride with you, man.
He's just a really good guy.
He's a good friend.
It was always a great pleasure, work together, share some free time together. I always enjoy a lot. A great good luck for the future.
There are a lot of obstacles that we're all going to encounter in our lives, but we can succeed. Keep your values and your integrity. That's all you really have. There are no regrets. Obviously, we have sadness. I lost a son at 30 who died in his sleep. That's something you don't really get over. Had a good life, been able to take care of the family. I now have wonderful wife, family, grandkids. No regrets at all.
What a pleasure to say, "Hey, Rodney, come on over." All the way from LA, come and speak to us. Hi.
Hi, good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry that I'm not able to be there in person. Standing here tonight, or more accurately, sitting here in Laguna Beach in the morning, I'm filled with gratitude, humility, and many memories. Receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award from the Jewish community of South Africa, a community that I was part of for the first 40 years of my life, is truly overwhelming. I'd like to express my thanks to Investec and the Kirsh organization, Howard, Dorian, and Jeff for helping and make this happen. Although life has taken me far from South Africa will always be a part of me. I'm sure that many of you are aware and familiar with the saying, you can take the bootjie out of South Africa, but you can't take South Africa out of the bootjie. The lessons and friendships from those early years have stayed with me and guided my journey. My experiences, particularly my legal career with Worksmans, taught me the values that have guided my life: integrity and tenacity and perseverance, and the importance of family and community. I recall that on the first day that I started work as an article clerk at Worksmans in 1970, Lady Worksman called me into his office and chatted to me. I was just an 18-year-old junior. He said that although the firm has the smartest and brightest lawyers who are great draftsmen, the success of transactions usually depends on the integrity of the other parties more than skillfully written agreements. He also said that Worksmans was a unique law firm that had never had a written partnership agreement between the partners. The strength of the firm was based on integrity. I followed the advice that he gave me my entire career. When I think back to 1989, when my business career began following my relocation to California, I could have never imagined that it would lead me here tonight. While I had requalified as a lawyer in California, I decided to follow a business career even though I had no experience in running a business, let alone a business in a new country. That was quite a daunting task. The one thing I knew was that failure was not an option, and my determination carried me through every setback and challenge along the way. In those early years, the challenges were endless: long hours, uncertainty of the future, and plenty of mistakes, not least of which were the pressures experienced by my family in having to settle in a new country. There was also excitement, passion, and a sense that we were building something meaningful. We weren't just selling beverages, we were building a vision and a culture and a story that connected with people. What we were able to do was to create a beverage that represented a lifestyle in a can. We were able to tap into the lifestyles of a strong, passionate fan base who aspired to the values that the Monster brand stood for. This recognition is not mine alone, but is also due to the contribution of my longtime business partner, Hilton, and Mark Hall, who was the head of our Monster business, and to the incredible team at Monster that played an integral part in the success of Monster and my journey. I owe my gratitude to my family, my wife Lisa, my parents, my daughters Terry and Candy, and stepdaughter Danielle, my brother Leslie, and my sister Karen, whose love and encouragement and support have been a constant source of strength. They endured the travel, late nights, endless phone calls, many of which started with, "I'll just be a minute," and continued for 1 or 2 hours, and have always supported me patiently. The beverage industry in the United States is one of innovation, resilience, and constant reinvention. Over the years, I've been fortunate to be part of and have helped shape its transformation by creating and developing cutting-edge, innovative beverages instead of just mindlessly marketing boring traditional beverages and flavors over and over again. I hope my journey can inspire the next generation of Jewish South Africans to dream boldly and succeed internationally, and will serve as a reminder that your roots and your community will always be a source of strength, no matter where life takes you. South Africans' work ethic and culture affords you a great springboard to be able to succeed not only in South Africa, but internationally. Even though this is called a lifetime achievement, I don't see it as the end of anything. It reminds me how lucky I've been to have lived this journey, to work with extraordinary people, and to see an idea grow and continue to inspire. To be able to see products that you have created on shelves in small stores in remote places around the world, and on TV screens at leading international sporting events every week is extremely gratifying and makes it all worth it. Thank you for this incredible honor, for recognizing not just the achievement, but the journey itself. I accept it with humility, gratitude, and a heart full of appreciation for everyone who made it possible. Thank you.